to Ohio. Keep left to stay on I-75 North.
Yeah.
Continue on I-75 North for 50 miles.
There's the sign. Red Sox.
Zootopia. New York. Zootopia. Yeah, it's probably about what it is. Driving years, I don't want to drive. It's a city. Buildings. And this is where they have that crazy building. There's the weather building.
Here we are.
This is the bridge. Yeah, it's a Radisson Hotel.
Look down.
In a quarter mile, keep left to stay on I-75 North. Follow signs for Dayton.
Look down. You're on the bridge.
It's the Cincinnati River, right?
Yeah. The Ohio sign's right here.
Welcome to Ohio. Keep left to stay on I-75 North.
Yeah.
Continue on I-75 North for 50 miles.
There's the sign. Red Sox.
Officially gone into the third state.
It's not just a museum.
There's my key.
I can't see anybody. It's not just a museum. It is one of the bike shops that the Wright brothers started before they had the first successful airplane flight. Because remember, they owned bikes and they fixed them up?
Oh, yeah.
This is one of their bike shops. It's been preserved. It's a half-hour video and they won't let pan in, so. Please enter right to your please enter exhibit to your right. Well, here's the timeline. Does it start with Da Vinci? Wow. There's a picture of Frederick Douglass. Candelabra. Let's go that way. This is actually about the Wright brothers.
Wait a minute. A Negro love song. Excited about this one. Seen my lady home last night. Jump back, honey, jump back. Held her hand and squeeze it tight. Jump
See the bike?
back, honey, jump back. Heard her sigh, a little sigh.
Hey,
Seen
Mom.
the light gleam from her eye. Had a smile.
There you go. Da Vinci.
Jump back, honey, jump back.
In the glass.
Go through the night. Jump back, honey, jump back. Mockingbird was saying bye. Jump back, honey, jump back.
Okay, I actually thought that was a person.
A Negro love song. Same thing. See my lady last night. Jump back.
Come on over. I want to try out a theory on you. You know, I've known the Wright brothers for years, and people often ask me,
Oh.
how did a couple of critters and a bicycle mechanics could end up making a flying machine? Well,
Hey, Madeline.
the Wright brothers have always been real clever and mechanical.
Madeline,
They make printing presses from scratch. They even design their own light bicycle.
lean towards her, but don't touch her.
Flying machine. Here's my take on it. Have you ever gone
She's a
sailing down
statue.
a hill on a bicycle?
Okay.
It's a little bit like
I was
Go
wondering.
pretend like you're gonna put your arm on her
I get
shoulder.
excited when the Wright brothers want to see what it's like.
Don't touch her though. That's so
Excuse me, were you looking for the Wright brothers? You could try the cycle shop up the street, but you won't find them there much these days. They're spending most of their time up at Huffman Prairie,
I didn't know I
tinkering
was
with
gonna
that
do that.
flying
I'm sorry.
machine. Now, between you and me, there are people in the neighborhood who think those brothers are a bit crazy to be neglecting their business like that. But I think the Wright brothers must be on to something. I've got friends who have actually seen them fly. They sail around in circles just outside of town, and then they actually land that machine in one piece. At least most of the time.
This is the bike shop. You can see the outside entrance. We can do pictures out there later if you want. But I did not know she was going to talk.
You're new here, aren't you? Well, welcome to Hale's Grocery. We've got just about anything you'd need. Coffee, canned goods, and today especially displays and line products. We also have some things custom. You see this check and cash register? Well, it's from the Wright brothers, the fellows that are working on that flying machine.
Look, these are some good dimensions.
So their father and sister. You know, they used to run that shop right upstairs. Now they're trying to get it by foot.
And Dayton, I don't believe I made your acquaintance. I'm scared to tell you to get a glimpse of the Wright brothers flying machine. But when you wait around, you might even see the Wright brothers themselves.
It's an old-timey joystick.
They're easy to recognize, nicely dressed, wearing suits and collars, and always so normal.
Don't.
Here again, you can see tunnel control. Jay's picking the wing tip up at this point.
Come on. Okay. Oh, the carpet's to preserve the room. Look. Old floors.
I used to work for a lady that had flooring like this. Whoa. Look at this.
Madeline, this way. We'll go that way in a minute. I'm sure. Oh, hey, look.
Can I take a nap on that one?
No. Staples? Please do not touch. No, it's, look closer.
Morse code?
Letters. It's a printing press.
That is one tricked out stove. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another tricked out stove.
There's that mural out the window.
And worked at the Library of Congress, so I heard. Dunbar was a man in motion, always on the road performing readings. Finally, his busy schedule ended at the Book Club. 1899 was Ireland's while other residents who were in Colorado received many
Did y'all see the original floors under this carpet? What do you think, Panda?
This is our fourth and the only cycle shop left here in Dayton. It's the only one left on its original foundation. The only other one still in existence is going to be cycle shop number 5, where they did all their aviation testing. Would have been just across the way on West 3rd Street, but Henry Ford will come through in the 1930s and purchase that building, as well as the Wright's childhood home, which would be about a half a block that way. Take him up to his museum outside of Detroit. So if you've ever been to Greenfield Village, yes, those are the actual buildings. Yes, you can still tour them today. But you really can't blame anybody for selling. It's the height of the Great Depression. Henry Ford has a ton of money. And he also has Orville Wright going around with him, so you get that Wright brothers seal of approval on it as well. In here, our only photo of the Wright's time here is going to be on this 22 South William Street panel. It actually be rediscovered and published in a cycling magazine in the 1980s, would be used to help restore this building back and reopen it to the public in 1988, becomes part of the Park Service in 1992. As for the Wright brothers, they're going to move their print shop from where it had been the past 5 years, which is just across the way in our exhibit building. So when you're up on the second floor there, yes, those are the actual rooms they would have been in. Move all that heavy printing equipment up to the second floor here, which I'm sure was a very fun time, considering there wasn't a plaza to easily move everything through. Set up their bike shop on the first floor here for about $16 a month rent. Anyone care to guess what $16 in $18.95 would be today? $350. Actually pretty close. It's about $5.80, so it is still really good rent for an entire building in this economy. And while the Wrights are here, they're like, you know what, that bicycle mechanic business has been doing really well. They built it up. Let's become bicycle producers. So they're going to produce the Van Cleves and the St. Clairs out here. We've got 2 replicas for you. Got a male version of the Van Cleve in the window there, a woman's version on the platform here, and you can tell it's a woman's version because it has that lovely swoop to it, because ladies are wearing very long skirts. In case you were wondering how long of the skirts that women are wearing and riding around with, we do have a picture of Catherine up there riding around Oberlin College outside of Cleveland with her friends. So the answer is very long, which is why you needed that swoop to it. The Wrights produce around 300 bicycles before they sell that business in 1909 to focus solely on aviation. Out of those 300, we know where 5 still are today. So if you're going to the Air Force Museum or Carillon Park, you can still see a Wright bicycle here in Dayton, their hometown. But we are all here because the Wrights invented airplanes, and every invention needs a good point of inspiration. They'll get theirs here at this site. Unfortunately, it is from Orville getting about a typhoid from the well on site. This area is not hooked up to city water yet. We really know it's this site, not another site, mainly because their father, Milton, will write his adult children a letter giving them some instructions. Number 1 would be boil all your water. Great advice for waterborne diseases. And number 2 is don't use the bike shop well, which is a pretty good hint to them and to us that they believe this is the site he got sick at. But Wilbur and Catherine are taking care of him, and as he recovers, you gotta figure out something to do in order to pass the time. As we all know, being sick is pretty boring, especially if you don't have TV, cell phone, radio, internet, anything like that. So the siblings took turns reading to him, and as Orville recovers, Wilbur one day is reading the newspaper to him, and they discover Otto Lilienthal's death. We got a panel about him right by the door there. And if you look at Lilienthal there, you might say, hey, it looks like he could be hang gliding. Today we know him as one of the forefathers to modern hang gliding, but for the Wrights, he's one of the top men in the world's quest for flight. And so they had followed his career pretty avidly, republishing articles about him in their newspapers. And it would be Wilbur who gets really caught up on this idea. How does this man who has over 2,000 successful glides, multiple forms of his gliders, he's selling them. He also wrote one of the top books on flight that the Wrights later used, die in a gliding accident. So much like you or I with big research questions, he goes to his local library to read everything he can on flight to figure it out, and he doesn't get very far because we haven't figured out flight yet. But about the time they pack up this shop to move over to that 5th and final shop, send the famous letter to the Smithsonian asking for everything they have on flight, start to delve into the nuts and bolts of the problems, and within a few years they're building those gliders, heading down to Kitty Hawk, and the rest we know is history. But feel free to look around, let me know if you have any questions. Whenever you're finished, you're welcome to exit out either set of doors, either back to the museum or on your way. Enjoy!